Hello and welcome to Fun Theories. This is the first of what will hopefully be a series of small theory episodes in which we go discuss theories that are plausible and have a lot of facts backing them up, but aren't 100% and have one or two facts that lead them to being not so serious theories, but just more fun ones that are fun to think about. So today's theory is Lysandra the one who brought Mewtwo to the Kalos region? There's a lot of stuff backing this up. Firstly, we know that Lysandra originally wanted to help everyone in not just the Kalos region, but pretty much the world. He created technology and tried to help people in general. He eventually, in the X and Y games, comes to this state of realizing that he can't save the world, which is actually quite a philosophical point. I recently replayed X, and I was actually kind of impressed by how deep he actually is as a character, even though he's not exactly the most favorite of Pokemon characters in the games. Either way, though, he decides that the world can't really be saved, and if anything, it needs a restart. But the chances of him going straight from wanting to save the world to restart, to me, seem a little bit too coincidental. I believe that in between these two times, Lysandra decided if he was in charge of the entire world, maybe he could then save everyone. A sort of dictatorship. There's a lot backing up dictatorship as giving the world more powerful governments and whatnot, and how democracy gives the world weaker governments but gives everyone equality. I'm not going to discuss much of that in this. Same with communism and all these other types of them, yeah, governmental things, because that's not for this video. But there's a lot arguing both sides, or all sides. The idea that Lysandra would turn to this though before deciding to just destroy the whole world makes sense. So Lysandra starts researching other evil teams in the past. Obviously, teams like Team Magma, and Aqua have had a lot of publicity in the past. After all, they did almost bring the whole region collapsing to an end. Same with Team Rocket, who took over countless times, well, not countless times, but took over both the Kanto and the Johto regions with incredible success rates. He would have found these people and he'd have tried to study them and learn from their mistakes and how they would eventually defeat it. And while studying the Kanto, and while studying Team Rocket, he would have come across Mewtwo. Now, in the games which we're using for this canon, we're not actually quite sure how much Team Rocket have to do with Mewtwo, but it's often theorized that Giovanni was either the one who commissioned Mewtwo or had something to do with him. And in the movie, we actually see Team Rocket's direct involvement with Mewtwo, and they actually create and control him before he breaks off and away. So I believe Lysandra discovers Mewtwo. Now, here is the part of the theory that makes it a little flimsy almost. To believe this theory, we have to take it that Red never caught Mewtwo. This isn't the flimsy part because that's actually believable. In Gold and Silver, we can go and catch Mewtwo. If there's only one Mewtwo and we can catch it, that means Red never caught it. And when you battle him atop Mount Silver, he doesn't use one, and maybe he doesn't have a completed Pokedex for the Kanto region. Following that principle, there's no reason Gold or Silver also caught it. For all we know, he just battled it much like maybe Red did and left it there. So Lysandra comes to the Kanto region and takes Mewtwo, battles him, maybe even manages to catch him. He may have even used something like a Master Ball, although for purposes of theory, we'll leave that out for now. So he's caught Mewtwo and he brings him back to Kalos, and he's working out ways to take over the region, if not the world, using this incredibly powerful Pokemon. But through testing it and discovery, he realizes even this colossally powerful creature isn't powerful enough. Pokemon like Rayquaza, which have been cited breaking up Kyogre and Groudon's fight, depending on the canon, or flying into space to destroy the Detox Meter, these Pokemon are out there, and he knows that, and he knows that even high-level trainers eventually would be able to take down Mewtwo. So he starts studying ways to make Mewtwo even stronger. The Mega Stones, hence why Mewtwo has the Mega Mewtwoite, or whatever it's called. And so he eventually gets the Mega Stone and manages to make Mewtwo even stronger. But because Mewtwo becomes so powerful, it manages to break away from Lysandra, breaks the grip or the Pokeball or whatever hold Lysandra has on it. Now, not wanting to kill people like it did when it was originally created and burnt down the mansion on Cinnabar Island, it decides to do exactly what it did the last time and run. And it goes to the place where all powerful and strong Pokemon go, the Pokemon Village, which is where in X and Y we find it. That's canon. So that makes sense. That's how Mewtwo would have got there. But that's not a lot of evidence, is it? So let's add to that evidence with some good backing up points I have. So here we go. So number one is Mewtwo's Megastone and the link between it and the ultimate weapon. Upon Mewtwo's escape, Lysandra realizes that even he himself as a human can still fail, And he's so saddened by this that he finally comes to the conclusion that humanity cannot be saved, and the world needs to be restarted with only him and whoever he chooses to be there. Now, he's already discovered parts and stories of the Great Weapon that would indicate it's a real thing, not just a fairy tale. Obviously, he either created or found the Mewtwo, meaning he must know something about that Great Weapon now. So this actually backs it up. After losing Mewtwo, he realizes that he needs to restart the world. So it's probable that that's how he found out about the Great Weapon in the first place. Another point is Gary Oak. In Lumiose City, in one of the 2 Pokemon centers, there's a woman who mentions how Gary Oak comes, or Blue, or whatever he's called, and I can't remember what he's called. And she essentially just says that he came and he was studying something in the region. We got to remember that Blue, or Gary, or whatever you want to call him, is the 8th gym leader of Kanto now. He could even have raised in the ranks more, because it's been years since the Johto games, or even the Kanto games. Because Kalos, following the rough Nintendo timeline, is after even Black and White. So Blue, as the 8th gym leader, is sent on a high-risk mission to investigate where Mewtwo went. We know that a guard guards the Cerulean City cave where Mewtwo is hiding. That guard must have been moved or attacked or something when Lysandra went to get Mewtwo. Therefore, Gary is, or Blue, sent by the Pokemon League, seeing as he's a powerful trainer who's been qualified as a champion, so could even handle the likes of Mewtwo, is sent to Kalos to investigate who Lysandra is, what's going on, and what happened to the rare Pokemon that was in the cave. The League probably even knows about Mewtwo. Someone has to post that guard there. So he's sent there, and that's another fact. Another fact is the weird armor Lysandra uses when you battle him for the last time. What exactly does it do? I've had a few theories and controversy about this, but seriously, what the hell does it do? Whatever it does, it could be a way of controlling Mewtwo. Maybe that's what broke when Mewtwo escaped. Maybe it's how he controls Mega Gyarados. Because to be honest, he doesn't seem like the kind of guy who'd be nice to his Pokemon. At the same time, it's shown that he was a nice person, so maybe that's a bit far-fetched, but it definitely seems plausible that the equipment is somewhat similar to that of what we see in the Pokemon movie, and could have been used to control Mewtwo or Mega Mewtwo before it broke or whatnot. Another fact is Mewtwo's level hasn't changed. It would make sense that Mewtwo's level wouldn't change. Lysandra probably won't be battling many people or Pokemon with it because he probably doesn't want to publicly display his legendary Pokemon. So it would make sense that it's still level 70. Plus, my first level 100 Pokemon was the Mewtwo from Soul Silver. And training him from level 70 to 30 levels up to level 100 took ages. I do believe that legendaries and dragons tend to take longer to level up than most Pokemon. So it would make sense that Mewtwo wouldn't have gone up any levels since he was there in Kanto at level 70. So my final 2 points are smaller ones, but they're important nonetheless. A. Lysandra sends people to raid the Pokeball factory. Now, this is essentially so he can get Pokeballs, capture Pokemon to get energy for the Great Weapon. But we never really see Team Fled doing a whole pile of this. We see them trying to catch the Abomasnow, but we stop them. So what did they need so many Pokeballs for? I mean, like, they don't really seem to capture all that many Pokemon. And even if we follow that line of thought, maybe they were sent there for a second reason, to get the Master Ball, so that Lysandra could, as a backup plan if the Great Weapon failed, try to recapture Mewtwo using this revolutionary piece of technology. Maybe after losing Mewtwo, he kept a vague eye on his studies of Team Rocket while working on his studies of the Great Weapon and discovered Giovanni's plans to find the Master Ball and capture Mewtwo. That's a theory, by the way. I can't remember who did it, but, you probably will find it easily enough. It's a theory. I mean, it's not the most likely, but Gen 6 is essentially a homage to Gen 1. The Kalos region is very similar to Kanto. The Snorlax is the legendary bird, Mewtwo itself, the Startermon, the Mega Evolutions, the actual Kanto Startermon, all the similarities with the Pokemon from Gen 1 and where their placement is. It's all a homage, so it makes sense that it could actually even be the same Mewtwo. In reality, it really is just that homage and a reference to that Mewtwo, but it's fun to theorize. So thanks for watching, guys. This has been my first of these sort of mini fun theories, and hopefully not the last. Leave a like, subscribe, favorite, whatever you want to do. You know how it works. Comment, maybe, what do you think of this theory? Is it just complete and utter random and unprovable, or does it have some ground? And maybe comment on one of your favorite sort of mini theories that doesn't really have any weight to it. Next video, who knows? Probably a Halo one though, because I don't think I've done one of those yet, although I haven't uploaded any. I've only uploaded my intro so far, so we'll see what happens. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching, and see ya. Bye!